8 months ago in Los Angeles, I met a man who would change my life. This is the email I wrote him after I saw him speak. Dear Peter, I'm a professional speaker, and in my entire lifetime, no speaker, no single speech I've seen has inspired me to go out and kick butt in the world as much as you have. So who is Peter, and what was his speech about? That's what I wanted to share with you. Peter Diamandis is perhaps one of the most remarkable people I've ever met. If you've heard of the X Prize, he's the guy who founded it. The X Prize was a competition Peter started to inspire pioneers in aeronautic engineering to develop the world's first aircraft that could take a human being to space. Peter thus became the man who made space travel affordable to the masses. And eventually, that led to all sorts of new companies and things such as Virgin Galactic. Thanks to Peter, we now have space tourism. But Peter hasn't stopped there. Through his X Prize Foundation, he's come up with a whole range of other prizes to inspire innovators and tinkerers and thinkers to come up with new ways to benefit humanity, from new medical devices that can diagnose a patient simply by being waved around the body, to cars that drive themselves and work on alternative fuel. Peter, more than anyone else I've met, is making amazing changes for the planet and doing stuff that could have a profound impact on our lives and on the lives of our children. So, what is this video about? Well, Peter just released a book, and I believe this book is the most significant book to have been released this decade. I just finished reading it, and it's completely changed the way I view the world. The book is called Abundance, and here's why this book is so important, and I'm going to encourage you to look it up on Amazon. See, there's a portion in our brain, a piece of our brain that through evolution has made us as human beings pay more attention to negative news than positive news. Peter explains it this way. Tens of thousands of years ago, early man, as hunter-gatherers, would have so much stimulus around them to pay attention to, but their brains needed to particularly pay attention to dangerous stimulus, the roar of a tiger, for example, so they could protect themselves. However, as we've matured into civilized society, that portion of our brain still stays active. And so we tend to pay more attention to negative news than positive news. And if you look at the news media today, you'll probably agree that something bad is happening. There's so much negative news being poured out in the news media that people tend to be far more pessimistic than they really should be. The reality of the world is quite different. We are living in the most abundant time in human history. Yet, we don't recognize this. We tend to be more pessimistic, more fearful. We tend to have a darker view of our future than what reality suggests we should have. That's the topic of Peter's book. See, what Peter has done is remarkable. He's put together a whole range of trends. He's brought together amazing scientific discoveries, and he is showing the world how we do not need to fear, and how not in the next 50 years, but in the next 10 years, amazing revolutions are going to happen for mankind. This book changed the way I view the world. It changed the way I'd want to raise my kids. It makes me so much more optimistic, so much more excited about humanity and this journey we're on. And that's why I want to suggest that you look into this book called Abundance, because I truly believe that this book is going to change the way you see yourself, you see your planet, and you raise your kids. And I don't know about you, but I hate negativity in the news. And this is one of the biggest efforts I've seen to combat that and give people hope. So the book is called Abundance. Now, as for Peter's speech, the speech that I said was the most powerful speech I'd ever heard, a speech that more than any other speech had inspired me to go out and kick butt in the world, well, Peter was just invited to speak at TED, and he received a standing ovation. Below this video, you will see two links. You can click on the TED link to watch Peter's speech at TED, and I strongly encourage you, click on the Amazon link and go pick up Peter's book. I really think this book is going to make an amazing difference in your life, like it did in mine, and I think it's going to give you a whole new way of looking at the world. We are headed for the most abundant time in human history, and things are so much more awesome than they really seem. And we owe a debt of gratitude to people like Peter who show us that there's a lot more to be hopeful for, that the world is a far more glorious place than what our TV channels and our newspapers make it out to be. So go ahead, check out the TED Talk, buy the book. It's called Abundance. It's on Amazon. You'll get it in a few days. And if you like it, leave Peter a good review on Amazon. Thank you.